Steven Tyler unloading on a fan for sitting at a show. I know you can't afford $1 million a day cocaine habit, but live on the edge a little bit, bitch. Can I get a holla for Steven Tyler not being able to control his insatiable ego despite raking in $40 million this year from his Vegas residency supreme? Holla! I saw Aerosmith in Vegas this summer, and it was an amazing experience. Anyone that's ever been an Aerosmith fan, I wholeheartedly recommend you booking the trip. How much did Lennon hate Paul McCartney for shaming him into becoming a stay-at-home dad for his second kid, Sean, after the release of Hey Jude? 2 weeks into his stroller ride routine through Central Park, John Lennon yells, "Choke on a fucking cucumber scone, Paul. Can I get a holla for some John Lennon watching the wheels love? Holla! Watching the wheels turn. Holla!" This is my impersonation of British royals threatening ABC News. If you run the Prince Andrew Epstein "Why Can't We Remain Friends" story, we'll cancel your interview with Prince William and Kate Middleton. And he's the only tie left to Diana Americans give two shits about. This is a doodle dad performing stand-up comedy in London. Today, I made a connection with Jim Jeffries' manager agent. And I told him that I'm going to be in London in a couple of weeks for my wife's birthday. And he told me to connect with him. And he said that he would give me some stage time. And I am very grateful for that. My intro to him was saying that I love Jim Jeffries, who's from Australia. I told him that I love Jim Jeffries, regardless of his political stances, and that his body of work that he's amassed so far, together with his producer, is something to be immensely proud of. I made it sound way better. I don't know why I'm wandering off Joke Lane Road. So we're going to take a detour and get right back on track. But nonetheless, this inspired the joke that I'm going to tell you right now, which is Doodle Dad performing at a stand-up comedy club in London. This is my opener. Doodle Dad. I get confused for Hugh Grant on stilts because I only cruise for bearded black hookers at the circus. Can I get a holla for breathing renewed life into me looking like Hugh Grant on stilts, but actually having a funny, absurdist story finale to that at one point simpleton one-liner joke. Holla! University of Minnesota students can't name a single Democratic accomplishment outside of making MS-13, ISIS, and radical jihadists in U.S. Congress as the new face of the Democratic Party. Also, they make clear due process is off the list. The New York Times stock falls as ad revenue shrank. You mean ads for Antifa Halloween costumes, ISIS religious scholars 101 workshops at the 92nd Street Y, and Planned Parenthood toxic masculinity blockers aren't keeping the paper of record in the black? You can't name the name of the whistleblower, dun, 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 or you'll endanger his life. Why is Antifa playing for the other side now after forsaking the dark side from repeat viewings of Jedi? I don't get it. Can I get a holla for Jedi reference not sounding too nerdy that is more than in the right than any resistor rebel scum could ever possibly comprehend? Holla! This is Jimmy Kimmel on his show, on his Lawful show, on the new Don Jr. book. He attacks Mueller, Bush, the liberal media, basically all our fake news heroes suffering from delusions of grandeur. Sorry, people, I haven't felt this dejected since Sarah Silverman's snatch started to smell like catnip. My mom yesterday asked whether my son was still enjoying his chess class. And I replied, yes, Samuel is still enjoying his chess class. Just like President Trump, he isn't tired of winning yet. Now I'm out of the will for certain, but it was worth it. Buckingham Palace threatening ABC over spotlighting Prince Andrew's ties to Epstein. Prince Andrew is a clean-cut lad. It's not like the time when we had to take out Diana because she couldn't control her kebab fever. Can I get a holla for nailing the kebab fever expression within a glorious punchline from holla? Will Hillary Hammer Time Cankles, aka Huma Liquor Breath, run? Dun dun dun! She can't even power walk to the Late Show with Colbert without her bladder breaking. Why else do you think she shows her fat ass in public with those asexual, built-in diaper-ready Druid burkas from Dune? Can I get a holla for encapsulating the complete ridiculousness of whoever her fashion consultant is that obviously had something to do with Joan Rivers no longer being on this earth? Holla! Joan lives. That wasn't a holla for Joan Rivers dying, allegedly from throat surgery complications. A tree fell on a trick-or-treater in Westchester County. Where was Pops blocking the tree like a line drive foul ball? Talk about dropping the ball. Was Pops dressed as Bill Buckner for Halloween or what? So, folks, I am super pumped to be doing jokes. I don't even care if it's for like 2 minutes in London. In England, that's where Patrice O'Neill and Bill Hicks really hit their stand-up stride. That's another point that I had shared with Jim Jeffries' manager. And, Jim Jeffries, he's from Australia, like my wife, and he's fantastic. And he's a great storyteller. He delivers hard punchlines. Obviously, he would never use the expression Hillary in relation to her being a unhuggable cunt, despite Jim Jeffries' extreme fondness of the word cunt, which he uses for hilarious, dramatic effect. But I love anyone that pushes me to really see what I'm made of. And what I mean by that is, someone that, wants me to succeed as a professional funny man. Now, again, I didn't end up, like tomorrow, there's going to be a piece published on the Good Men Project called My Clown Origin Story. And I firmly believe that, when someone learns that they have a capacity for being funny, not just around friends, but in front of like strangers, and they realize that like that's unique, and they become committed to making the most of that gift because they tend to like suck in the majority of other like realms in their life. And I think it's really great when you can come across, people that identify and embrace and could recognize those, passionate, funny men that are hungry to kill and to make strangers laugh for a living. And I'm going to be in London in a couple of weeks, and I can't wait to tap into those, spirits of Patrice O'Neill and Bill Hicks, and Dennis Leary got to start at the Edinburgh, Comedy Festival, and my first short story that was ever published, I didn't get paid for it, but it was published in a beautiful anthology called I Don't Drink German Rieslings, and that was published by a guy named Tim Hayward. He used to work with The Guardian, Prefect News, and he started his own magazine that wasn't held hostage to like advertisers. So he called it like a magazine for new food writing, one best new food magazine for, I'm sorry, one best new food writing magazine some time ago. It's no longer in existence, but the anthologies are gorgeous, and that was a big deal. I remember him sending me the books, and so I could like send it to my parents, and then I remember my parents pretending to give a shit, and then my dad saying, "Son, when we get this story, we're gonna frame it up on the wall in our Arizona State home next to your bar mitzvah photos." And then I visit with my three grandchildren. I'm sorry, my three kids, and I made a decision that I wanted to show them the short story. They'd seen it before, but I wanted to see where the short story was exactly because my parents did not hang it up next to my bar mitzvah photos. And then I asked my mom, like, "Mom, where's the short story?" She goes, "It's in the bar." And I said, "But Mom, all your friends are Jewish and none of them drink. So basically, my short story, I Don't Drink German Rieslings, my first short story ever published in England, is going to get less touches than a Bible in a bathhouse colony in Provincetown." This is the Do It All Dad Year podcast. Dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. Controlling our kids' economy can make our kids great again. And I'll talk to you guys soon.